My name is Gupta. I'm an analyst here, and we'll be introducing the topic. This is part 2. How many were in the first part? Just about everybody. So what I'm going to go through is about the same of what Craig Resnick went through, but that's okay. Thank you for coming. So before we dive in, please silence your cell phones. Prepare your questions as we go. I'd like to have a very interactive panel discussion afterwards, so you having your own questions would be very helpful. And please, please, please rate the use the app to rate the session. Let us give us some feedback about what's been going on here today. All right, IT/OT convergence. It's a long-term trend. Convergence is something that, despite entropy, has been going on in our industry for a long time. We saw it happen with the integration of discrete and analog control in things called PACs. We've seen it with the networks. Instead of having a bunch of different protocols on RS-232, 422, DH+, that kind of stuff, we've moved to more Ethernet-based IP-type networks. So we've seen convergence there. It's even happening in your phone. You look at your mobile device, they don't even advertise the fact that you can talk to somebody on it, right? Because they've converged a bunch of different things into one device. And we're seeing that across the industry. So now we're seeing, right, what we call level 4 applications in the Purdue model, pushing all the way down to the plant floor. And you know, SAP is taking more and more interest at lower levels of the business. And you think about OPC UA, and it's the change there where you're able to embed that into a transmitter. I don't know if you realize this or not, but SAP has an OPC driver, OPC UA driver. So it's conceivable that you could pull data directly from the transmitter into your ERP. Okay. So what's driving this is the need for data, right? We want data, we want it quickly, we don't want to spend a lot of money to get it done, right? So the quicker integration, tighter integration, we need more information. The fact that sensing is becoming more ubiquitous means that more information is available. How do I get it to the right place at the right time quickly? You know, we talked a lot about IoT and cloud and big data. Again, pushing this need. If you think about IoT is it's really a platform. It's something that allows us to get data around. And the tool that we want it's forcing IT, right, traditional IT roles to actually talk to traditional OT roles. Okay, so that's what this session is about, is to talk about or explore the value that this creates for our end users. One of the ways that we've been seeing this at ARC is this enterprise manufacturing intelligence. It's a term we've been using that talks about the integration of this data and the display of this data and the consumption of that data to make it actionable information that can be used at all levels of your organization. One aspect of this is analytics. Analytics is helping us to move from what have we done and what is going on right now to what would happen if. What will happen in the future? Because we're getting access to computing power and applications that we've never had before. We've had in many cases, the algorithms have been around since the early 90s, but we've not had the computing power to really make use of it. And that's what, you know, that's another thing, that's what we're seeing in the analytics world. More of the trends, again, it's about the interconnectedness, trying to get all these larger applications to talk to our devices in the field. And this is some of the architecture that you might be looking at. some of the potentials that we've been seeing in the market, asset uptime. Again, uptime is that's the number one bogey, because if I can address my uptime, that means profit, right? And the only thing that overcomes this fear of new technology is the fear of not making enough profit. So it's an important driver. Safety and risk management is also an important driver. The ability to do logistics in a more efficient manner. One of the other trends we're seeing in the market is the fact that we're getting fewer and fewer personnel resources available with this type of expertise that we've been relying on for so many years, and we've got to find another way to replace that. And this interconnectedness is allowing us to leverage resources to do that. Okay. I alluded to this earlier in the opening, but we're seeing the ability to bypass the traditional architecture that we've had for so long. For so long, it's been the only way to get any data out from the field was through the control system. It was, you had to wire it up and everything. But wireless, cell or Wi-Fi or whatever it is, allows us to bypass that and it allows us to take the control system and make it a control system, right? The control system is supposed to be so that the operator can operate the process. But for so long, we've been using it to take data into data historians or something else, and the operator doesn't care. But when that device alarms, then the operator has to care for something he doesn't really care about. So one of the nice things about the IoT technologies that we're seeing, the Wi-Fi and whatnot, is it allows it to get the data to the right place without bogging down the other stuff. Okay. And again, it's the collaborative nature that is driving this. One of the things we're finding in the industry is that as things get connected, people are finding new benefits that they didn't think of when they installed it or when they built the application to begin with. So now you tie supply chain logistics into your enterprise business operations. You can start saying, well, I'm manufacturing at this rate. I need to be able to move this out. I need to get it distributed. Who's buying? Where's my salesman? You tie it into CRM. So there's a lot of interconnectedness that is being discovered and leveraged as a result. Again, we had this conversation in the last meeting, but talking about the change and what we perceive as a physical Purdue model becoming more of what we're seeing is more of a virtual Purdue model. Those functions still exist, right? We still have level 3 applications, but there may not be a physical level 3 in some cases. We're seeing some level 3 applications move into level 2 hardware. For example, there's advanced process control that has been moving down. In some cases, the batch executive, if you're a batch processor, the batch engine and management is moving into the controller. But the other thing that's added to this is the fact that somebody outside your enterprise is now able to and can provide value by directly connecting to the equipment. And that's not in the Purdue model at all, right? So bringing it all together, this provides a single model to show the convergence of the two different worlds, if you will. We kind of get into that too, right? IT versus OT instead of converging. Having a non-hierarchical model, again, is increasing as we go forward. Everything is now on the Ethernet, and really the hierarchy that we put in place is becoming artificial.